It's 6 o'clock. The last of the crew cleared out half an hour ago, and I'm just chilling, taking it easy. I'm going to have some breakfast, and then I'm going to go walk over to the highway and try to catch a tramp to Yotvata. So today's going to be a 0 day, and tomorrow is Shabbat. So I'm just going to take a bit of a break for a couple days and then head down to Timna Park and check that out for a couple days. And I'm running out of time. But what else? Oh yeah, it's actually kind of cool. And even at 6 o'clock in the morning, I'm thinking of putting on my puffy jacket because it's pretty cool. Last night was the first night that I actually decided in the middle of the night to maneuver myself actually into my sleeping bag. Up till now, I've always just had it on top of me like a quilt. And I've had some cold air in through the sides, but it's been manageable. I think one night I didn't sleep very well, but I don't know if it was because of the cold air or probably other things as well. But yeah, last night it was time. The nights are getting pretty cold in the desert, and so it's good that I have my sleeping bag. I was comfy cozy. It was wonderful. So yes, as you can see, I've put my puffy jacket on. It is pretty cold out here, but the sun is coming up right back there behind the mountain, and it's not going to last for very long. But otherwise, it's like right now, in the last hour, has been perfect hiking weather. One other thing that I wanted to mention before I forget is just last night, I was lying in my sleeping gear. It was just after 9 o'clock. Everybody had crashed out because they're leaving super early. Some of them actually broke camp before 5. And the last guys were out of here by 5:30, like I said earlier. So they went to bed really early. I went to bed with them. I was just laying there looking up at the still almost full moon and the stars, and it was just really interesting. It was kind of, bittersweet. I said this might be my last night camping out, and but at the same time, I was so happy and so just content because I may not have accomplished all my goals. Well, I know I didn't accomplish all my goals, but if I, through this adventure and through these videos, have managed to cause even just one person to view Israel a little differently, then I've accomplished my main goal, what I set out to do. So, and I know I've done that. So I'm actually pretty content and pretty satisfied despite. Oh my goodness. Sorry, getting emotional. The Barak night camp that I'm just leaving to go catch my lift, hopefully, to Yotvata, is actually unique in that it's accessible to all vehicles. So this morning, there's all kinds of cars. And there was already last night when we were setting up camp, there was a few people that were camping out there. And tonight it's going to be crazy busy because it's Shabbat. So actually I'm glad I changed my plans because otherwise I'd be getting here tonight. And yeah, because of the rains a couple weeks ago, the pools are full of water, so everybody's excited to come and see them. And then it being Shabbat, it's going to be really busy tonight. So I'm just really glad I got my last night out in the open. Hopefully it's not. There are still a couple of opportunities for me to sleep out in the open. Just depends on what I do with my plans. But I'm really glad I was able to come and just hang out with all my buddies. And just a weird collection of all my buddies that I've met along the different sections of the way. And so that was just really nice. And last night, just laying in my sleeping gear and looking up at the full moon, not quite full moon anymore, but almost, and at the stars. And I was just thinking about how content and happy I am that, this project, even though I haven't accomplished all my goals by any stretch, had to change a lot of plans, had a lot of challenges, but still, if I've managed to cause even one person to change the way they view Israel through this project, and I know I have, then I've accomplished my goals and my main goal, and I'm just really happy and content about that. And I was also sort of thinking about how, what I said last night about finally hitting my stride, and again, with all the challenges that I've had, I don't know, it just felt good. Like, I felt like, wow, I could do this thing. I know what I'm doing now. And I was just really, really, really happy. Happy and content. And I'm coming back to fill in those holes that I left. I don't know when, but I'm coming back. And the other thing that was really nice yesterday was one of the hikers that I met a couple weeks ago. Israeli guy, young guy, very experienced, and also sort of involved in the Shvil community, with the WhatsApp groups and things. And one of the guys who was really concerned about me the other night when I sent that slightly misleading message to the WhatsApp group, he actually called me for some advice on one of the sections that he hadn't done. And so that just felt really, really good and validating that, wow, I've actually done something really amazing here. So, I don't know, I just want to encourage everybody, if you have a dream, a goal that you've kind of set for yourself, or a dream that you'd love to do but you don't think you can, or whatever, if you can arrange to make it happen, go for it. And if it's a kind of a challenge, that just makes it feel so much sweeter and better once you actually manage to do it. Wow. Okay, well, I have a lot more probably to say once this whole thing is over and I've had some time to reflect. But these are just sort of my thoughts right now. Things that I've been thinking about last night, looking at the stars, and this morning. So, yeah, there you go. Oh yeah, and yesterday I said I would say something else about my my buddies and their soundtrack for the Shvil. So it's really cool. I thought it was really great when they said that when they're out in the desert and they reach some milestone, they belt out songs appropriate to the milestone. So for example, when they hit 500 miles, the obvious song, of course, is I would walk 500 miles. And so stuff like that, fun stuff. I think it's awesome. I wish I had thought of that. The only thing that I thought of was whenever I actually see a marker, the first thing that comes to mind is I saw the sign and it opened up my eyes. So yeah, so that's been my soundtrack for the Shvil. But I thought that was great, and they, of course, at that little rest spot where I was, they showed up belting some song. I don't know what they were belting at that point, but yeah, they're awesome. Well, that was great. I had to wait for quite a few cars to go by before somebody stopped. He was going to Mitzpe Ramon, so he offered to take me a part of the way, but I was like, no, that's okay. And then quite a few cars went by, and a father-son team were going to Eilat to go scuba diving for the weekend, and they were just really, really nice. Took me right to Yotvata, and here I am now. I have to go check out the famous restaurant and find a place to stay for a couple nights on Shabbat. So wish me luck. Oh, and I don't know if you can see it. You can sort of see it through the haze. Back there, through the haze, those are the mountains of Jordan. We're getting very close to the southern tip of Israel, and everything kind of narrows down to a point here at the Gulf of Aqaba. And Jordan is so much closer here. Actually, it was funny as we were driving along. I was watching the scenery go by and just thinking, oh my goodness, I can't believe I would have walked this whole different distance. And I will walk this whole distance sometime when I get back. It's just feels a little bit of a shame right now because I've, like I said yesterday and today, just hitting my stride. So right now I'm probably in pretty good shape to do it, but I don't have the time right now. So run out of time, we'll do it another time, and you can bet I will be back. And I can feel the difference in the air already. It's definitely more humid, even though I noticed sort of the last couple of days it was more humid in the desert where I was, because we're sort of much more lower, closer to sea level. But we're much closer here to the Red Sea, like I said, the Gulf of Aqaba, and I can definitely feel the difference in the humidity levels in the air. And I just saw a sign for a hostel. I need to find out if that place has some beds available. That might be where I'm going to stay tonight and tomorrow night. I'm just in the open air area of the famous Yotvata restaurant. And okay, so everybody's wondering what in the world is interesting about Yotvata. Everybody at this point heads towards a kibbutz called Neot Madar, which is a really funky, weird place with weird architecture, like, believe me, really completely weird, and somewhat strange people. It's a strange community. They have like weird rules, like no talking at the dinner table or lunch table and stuff like that. So that's where everybody goes right now. That's not where I wanted to go. I wanted to go to Yotvata because I've actually wanted to see Yotvata since many, many years ago when I had lunch at their restaurant in Tel Aviv. And ever since then, it's been in my mind somehow that that Yotvata is some kind of a vegetarian community. And I'm starting to doubt whether or not I remember that correctly. But anyways, it's always been on my mind that I want to come here and see what this place is about. So that's why I'm here. And now I just still have to find myself a place to stay. Well, finding a place to stay in Yotvata was a bust, as was finding any evidence of a vegetarian community that I thought was here, but I did have a very delicious pescatarian lunch and tons of food, so I think I'm good for a while. And when you are in Yotvata, the one thing it is famous for is, most definitely, is a huge dairy operation. So you can't leave Yotvata without having a kid-sized ice cream, since I'm not supposed to eat this stuff. So Um, that's what I'm doing right now. And then I'm going to figure out my life for tonight. Or, okay, maybe not my life, but at least a place to sleep for tonight. Well, I missed the bus from Yotvata to Eilat. And yes, I've decided to go to Eilat for a couple nights and stay at a hostel in Eilat and then take the bus back to Timna Park, which is where I'll figure out exactly what day and how I'll continue from, but I'll take the bus back there on Sunday. And that will leave me with a few days to check out Timna Park. There's some things there I want to see, and then to finish my journey and finish in Eilat. So really looking forward to it. Just, yeah, feeling really good about the end of this. Kind of conflicted a little bit because it's sad that it's ending, but yeah, I feel like I've actually accomplished something, so that's kind of neat. And so I took a tramp in from Yotvata because I realized I would have to wait for an hour and a half for the bus, and I wasn't going to do that. So got a ride pretty immediately with a really nice guy named Noam, and we just had a really nice chat on the way in, and he dropped me off very close to the hostel and told me how to get there, which, of course, didn't entirely make sense to me, so it took me a few tries to get there, but I did find the hostel, and that's where I am right now. I'm going to spend a couple of nights here. It is Friday night, so I really feel like I want to get to some worship services, so I'm going to find that here in Eilat. And yeah, so that'll be my Shabbat, and then tomorrow I have some video editing to do because I am way behind for you guys, like way behind. And if I don't do it now, then there won't be any videos until I get into Eilat, and that's going to be another week. So got to do some work tomorrow. And for now, that's just what it is. Nothing special. I'm not going to do much of a special on Eilat right now because I'll be arriving to Eilat from the Shvil, and I want to leave it at that and give you guys that view because that'll be just so much better. So for now, Laila Tov, and probably be a pretty quiet day tomorrow, but we'll see. So Laila Tov. Tov, I'm exploring the gardens of the hostel where I'm staying to try to find a nice, quiet, interesting place to do my work. And lots of beautiful places, but I don't know if I can find the place that I want to do my work. And there's even some like hangout places over there where I could just like lounge and do my work, but I think that's a little bit beyond what I'm looking for. Maybe I'll just go sit over here at the picnic table. Well, today was definitely a chill day. I edited some videos. It was Shabbat, and I was off trail and actually in town where I knew I could find Shabbat services, so I decided that that would be appropriate and went to Shabbat services. Then I had to find lunch, and that of course is a challenge on Shabbat. I should have just bought myself supplies to make food here, but anyways, I didn't want to make my food and I wanted to eat well since I'm in town, so good luck on Shabbat. Anyhow, then I did some more editing and had a little better luck finding dinner, and that's about it. Now I'm way late for going to bed for tomorrow. I'm really trying to keep as much as I can to a hiking schedule so that I can actually get up and sleep well and get up when I am out hiking. Doesn't always work, but I try. tomorrow I will take the bus back to the trailhead at Timna Park, and it's really set up to be done in well, according to the Red Book, it's suggested to be done in 3 days if you don't include a free day in Timna. So I've decided to break up the second last day into 2. We'll see if I change my mind on the trail, but I'd like to just kind of take my time since I have a little bit of time, because I am skipping a couple of sections there, and just take my time, savor the moment. This is the last push, my last few days before I get into Eilat, and yeah, I definitely will still be camping out, so that's good. I'm happy about that. And it's not over yet. It's just all of a sudden just happened really fast. So yeah, so that's it for today. Just going to bed, and we'll see you tomorrow. So Laila Tov. Boker Tov. It's a crazy windy morning, and it's Sunday morning. I'm off to buy myself some groceries and then head out to the trailhead at Timna Park. I gotta get there before it gets dark, but I still have some stuff I have to do in town, and then we push on for the final stretch. Alright, well, I didn't get very far, and yes, I'm hatless. Just as I was getting ready to film that video, that first part of that video, in this video, I was standing under a tree. Bad move, especially in this place, because there's a reason why I didn't want to sit on the chairs outside in the garden to do my work over the last couple days. So, another fail for the big floppy hat. It's too big a target for birds. So yeah, I just had to do an emergency laundry session with my hat. It's now drying while I go get my groceries, come back, get my pack, get my hat, get to the bus, and get to the trailhead. And everything is kind of going into a mess right now. But that's okay. Stuff happens on the Shvil, right? I said that before, didn't I? But the funny thing is, I have never, ever had a bird drop a bomb on me, ever. Except when I'm in Israel. Not sure what that means. Last time I was here, I had 3 in like 1 day or something. It was really bad. So far, this is the only one this trip, so I don't know, but okay, off we go. Things to do, places to go. Alright, so I just got off the bus from Eilat to Timna Park, the Eliphaz junction and gate, and I just had the most lovely conversation with an older couple who were very interested in what I was doing and all my gear and stuff. And I come from Toronto. They'd been to Toronto and Algonquin Park, and turns out they were trail angels. Used to be. I don't know if they are now. They moved away from Tzfat, where they were trail angels, and now live down here in the Negev. And just had a really, really lovely conversation with them. And everybody around me helped me get off at the right stop. Which, if you're looking, you probably can't miss, because look at all these guys. Some kind of weird Egyptian statues. And that sign over there, let's get closer, says Timna Park, and in Hebrew, Park Timna. So I gotta head this way, get to the gate. My understanding is that I can camp out at the gate. So I hope that that's true, because my plan was to camp out at the gate tonight and then leave from here first thing in the morning. So we're gonna go find out, and if not, then I may have to find a way to come back here. There's a little town here called Eliphaz, and there's some trail angels there, a couple of trail angels there. So at least I have a backup plan, I guess. But I'm hoping I don't have to rely on that, although I guess it doesn't matter. Either way, it's just tends to be easier for me to get up early and moving when I'm camping out. Much harder to do that when I'm staying with trail angels. So, well, we'll see. And about this big floppy hat that I so love to hate, well, I have to give it its dues. It has saved me from the sun for many, many, many kilometers. And this morning, although I was annoyed at it for being such a large target for the birds, I think it probably actually saved me from a direct hit. So I have to give it some credit. But it was annoying. I really was not planning on having to do laundry at that particular point in time. Oh well, these things happen on the Shvil. Alright, so I'm finally approaching the gate to Timna Park. So none of this has been Shvil miles because this has all been the approach road from the highway. And I think I see some hikers, and it might just be my buddies. So I gotta go check it out. Now my next question is, do I camp out here at this gate and then hike tomorrow to the south gate and to see Solomon's Pillars? Or, which would make today a 0 day, or do I continue to the south gate today, which would give me about 6 kilometers? I don't know. I have to decide. So this is really cool. This is the gate, the north gate, I guess, where I just arrived. I walked to, and they have washrooms here. They have drinking water, and they've set it up. It's brand new in that they've set it up. As far as I can tell, it's not in the Red Book and it's not in the app. And they actually have signs on the front side of the gate where they welcome Shvilistim to camp out here and to use the washrooms and the drinking water. And there's a faucet facility in the back, the sink and faucet that you can wash dishes in and stuff. And they actually are inviting Shvilistim to camp out here, which is wonderful. It definitely gives a different option for checking out Timna Park. What I'll do is what I had originally planned to do. The guys, yeah, they're part of my group that I've been kind of hiking in tandem with, and so they're camping out here for the night. That was not just their break place. They're camping out. And one of the other guys that I met the other night is going to join us in a little while. And then in the morning, it's only about, I think, 6 kilometers from here to where the pond and the restaurant and everything are. And I was planning to camp out there anyways tomorrow so that I can check out some of the sites in Timna Park, specifically the Solomon's Pillars, which I've wanted to see forever since I've known about them. And then there's a restaurant there and everything, so I'm just gonna chill. I'm gonna do a Nero day tomorrow, camp out at the south gate. Then I'm gonna split the next section into 2 days. I'm just gonna savor my last few days on the Shvil. And this is really cool. I'm really excited that they've done this and set this up and are really welcoming the Shvilistim. This is really great. And it's, for those of you who are coming to do the Shvil, it's at the, I want to say it's the north gate, but in any case, it's the gate by Eliphaz. And that's where it is. They've set it up. They have signs for Shvilistim. It's great. So check it out if you think you might want to stop here. It breaks it up so that you can see Timna Park without taking a full day off, and you can actually still make some progress on the Shvil, but take the time to see Timna Park, which I think is fabulous. So check it out when you get here. Again, the gate by Eliphaz. It's not in any of the guides or the books or the apps yet. Hopefully it will be soon. And it's great. This is the visitor center at Timna Park. And they've got a theater with all kinds of Egyptian style hieroglyphs or whatever, murals on it. And actually, I probably should have gone in today while it was still open, because I probably won't see it tomorrow. I'll be leaving early enough. And this is an Egyptian-style chariot. So, I guess it probably has something to do with the Egyptians mining copper in this area. Sorry, here I am. Mining copper in this area in ancient times, as I understand it. So that's where the Egyptian connection is from. A very cool place, and I can't wait to take a look at some of the other things treasures that it hides tomorrow once I'm hiking. So a lot of the stuff I won't be able to see because it's actually quite a ways off the Shvil. You really would need a full day or maybe even two just to hike around the park and see the different sites. There's different rock formations that look like different things. I guess one that kind of looks like a sphinx. So there's a couple of really interesting things here that I want to see either today, like tomorrow, or hopefully come back with my brother actually. There is Solomon's columns, or Solomon's pillars, whatever they're called, that are these rock formations that are very famous, and I've wanted to see them since I heard about them. And I'm sure there's nothing particularly special about them. There is no connection to Solomon, other than the name that somebody decided to give to them. So, it's just going to be a neat natural phenomenon to see, I think, is really what I'm expecting. And then the other thing is that they've made a life-size reproduction of the tabernacle in the Bible, which was kind of, before they built the temple, it was kind of the temple where they offered the sacrifices. That was kind of the center of the ancient Israelites' worship. So that, I think, would be really cool to see. But I think I'm going to probably see that with my brother when he gets here. But I will make sure to show you some of that if we do. So that's about it. And the sun has already gone down, and it's getting dark. So we're kind of chilling out. And the fact that it's getting dark, it only means it's like 5:30 or something. But we'll be going to bed early. I think the guys are going to try to push through for quite a long day tomorrow, which is what they've been doing all along. I'm not. I'm going to take it easy. I have 4 or 5 days left on the Shvil. I could do it in 3 days. That's sort of the Red Book suggestions, but I don't want to. I have things I want to see. I want to take my time now that I'm kind of more comfortable on the Shvil and stuff. I just want to take my time and enjoy my last few days out here. So I don't know, we'll see. If I change my mind, I will go a little further and I'll try to get in sooner, but I don't feel the need to push for that. So if I get into Eilat Thursday or Friday, I'll be happy. As long as I'm there in time before my birthday on Saturday. And then what I can do is pick up some goodies to take to the beach so that if any of the hikers show up to celebrate, we can have something to celebrate with. So that's my plan. Get in Thursday or Friday and spend my birthday on the beach on Saturday. So this is the last and final push. Very excited. And I'll just show you some of the mountains around Timna Park. So these are actually not the mountains in Timna Park, I don't think. Maybe they are. Not exactly sure where the boundary of the park goes. But actually maybe they are. Maybe they are actually. So it's kind of cool with the sun setting behind them, and they're all kind of like funky formations. They're very distinctive. So kind of neat. And as the day fades away, I think I'm just gonna call it. It's been a short day, not much progress today, but tomorrow we'll have some more to show for it. So, Laila Tov.